WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. It's almost playoff season in the NHL. Here to cover it all is Baylee Matthews, Daniel Karp, Matthew Zompi, and Matthew Goldman. Last time we were on the desk, we joked about the Sabres not making it to the playoffs since Rebecca's Black Fridays was popular. Now we are back
Black
to
Friday? I think it was Rebecca Black's Friday.
Okay. Yeah, it's such a cringe song.
Now we're back to Marvel at the 106 points. Matt, I'll go to you. How were they able to break the dry spell?
It's their offense. It's the offense. That Tampa Bay game, perfect representation on how they are. They're 8-7, and also led by Tage Thompson. Go Huskies, and everybody else. They didn't even need to go crazy at the deadline, which I thought might have been a bad decision.
Clark?
Oh, it was just the consistency. The Sabres, the consistency over the last couple of months has been really good for them. They're winning the important games, down the stretch, scoring, and they're just playing very physical offense, physical defense, and they've been having some really good wins over the last couple of weeks, so I think that they've earned the spot to potentially make some noise in the playoffs.
Hollie?
It's top-tier offense. Tage Thompson is top 15 in goals. Alex Tuch's top 30. Ramos Dahlin is a guy that could be in consideration for the Hart Trophy. He's 53 assists this year. They're number 7 in goals per game. They almost allow under 3 goals a night. It's a potential face-off with them and the Boston Bruins come play on time. And the Sabres, with their success as a recent,
I think they beat Boston.
I think they beat Boston as well.
Because of the offense.
But the offense is so prolific. But Boston's a big team. This is a storied franchise. Buffalo, as a recent, has really done nothing. Lindy Ruff coming back to be the head coach there has really put them in the right direction. I think Buffalo's going to get to the right place come playoff time.
Baylee, round us out by talking about Buffalo.
Yeah, I think all these guys make really great points, but there's no better combination than a good roster and new coaching, especially when a team has historically struggled. Changing up the coaching can be huge, and I think that their decision to have Kalinin replacing Adams as their senior advisor has clearly worked for them. You know, like it's gotten them, it's broken the league's longest drought. So, you know, way to go, making some good decisions on advisement.
It's like the longest drought in all pro sports.
Now
Yeah.
that.
Jet stray.
I mean, I root for them, sadly, but
Do you really?
I am. I really like.
Guys, I have it worse. I'm a Titans fan.
Oh, that's not much better.
That makes sense.
Come on.
The race for the wild card spots is tight with less than a week of regular season play. Daniel, I'll go to you. Who will be joining the Bruins in the Eastern Conference?
The Ottawa Senators will be joining them in the Eastern Conference. It's a really tight race right now, trust.
Yeah,
but like these last 2-3 games that they got going on, it's going to be a lot of fun. Captain Brady, I'm definitely going to butcher this name. Brady Tkachuk?
Brady
Tkachuk. I apologize. They made it really far despite the team continuing to prove everybody wrong. So I think that Ottawa could prove some people wrong, could make some noise in the playoffs as it shapes around. And just these last 2 games, it's just what it's going to come down to.
Mr. Matt Goldman.
So we talked about Buffalo last question. They curb stomped the Columbus Blue Jackets in the game they played last night, but I think the Blue Jackets are my team to get in with Boston in the Eastern Conference race. A few weeks ago, they were shooing to be in the postseason, but they're like bad in their last 10 games. They're like 1-9, 2-8. It's just bad. They're in the middle of the pack in every statistical category, so they're not doing anything that's out of the ordinary or really going to put them forward. They have a couple games coming up at Montreal, and then they have homestands against Boston and Washington, who they're fighting with the Capitals, they're fighting with the Islanders, and they're fighting with the Red Wings to get into the playoffs. I think Columbus can win these games and boost themselves in because they just had a fall from grace.
Baylee, what team will be joining the Bruins in the Eastern Conference?
I agree with Karp. I think it's going to be the Ottawa Senators. You know, they have 94 points to the Boston Bruins 96. And the team behind them right after that is the Detroit Red Wings, who have so far this month only been able to beat the Philadelphia Flyers, which, I'm sorry, Tyler Cooper, that's nothing to write home about. So I think it's looking good for the Senators.
Red Bull gives you wings.
So they say.
Mine is the Flyers,
Yeah,
just
because
they're in great form, although they did lose last night. But they were 7-3. They have scored, I think, the most points of any team in the wild card race. And I don't believe in the Islanders because they fired their coach, and that's never a good sign. And it's when you do well, form matters. Form really matters. I think they sneak in as like the 8th seed, which they are right now.
Pop off.
Yeah.
The competition is equally as tight in the Western Conference. Goalie, I'll go to you. Who will be joining the Utah Mammoth in the Western Conference?
The San Jose Sharks. Never say never.
Oh.
Now, listen, I
Here you
spun a
go.
wheel
Here
a
you
year
go.
ago, and I spun a wheel because the Sabres stunk. So I spin the wheel, and I picked the San Jose Sharks, my favorite team. I regret that deeply because the Sabres are now in the playoffs.
Let's go to Buffalo.
Yeah, honestly, but they're in the middle of the pack in offensive production. Their defense in the net is holding them back. Yaroslav Askarov is a young goalie, but he's not that good just yet. But Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Michael Misa, the guys that are in the center for the Sharks are really going to bolster them to playoffs. They've won 6 out of their last 9. All 4 of their final games are winnable. They're playing a bad Canucks team. They're playing a bad Blackhawks team. The Preds are tough, but they're on the road. They got to believe, and I think it's a year of believing. I think the Sharks get in.
Speaking about the Predators, I know Baylee Matthews, this is going to be a homework pick for you, but talk to me about the Predators.
Of course, happy to. Why are you laughing at me? I love the Nashville
I'm not
Preds.
laughing at you.
You just laughing at my transition.
Great heavens. You're a Rangers fan.
All right.
They should blow
And
it
you
up.
jumped ship from the freaking San Jose Sharks.
I'm all about Buffalo.
Dude,
I've been
Buffalo?
committed.
I'm all
I've been
about
committed.
Buffalo
I've been
now.
committed to the
You got a
Rangers.
freaking jersey from Goodwill
I have a
for the
Jack
San
Michael
Jose
jersey.
Sharks.
I mean, if I had a fan, it'd be Buffalo just because of the Yukon connection with Tage.
All right, whatever.
Choppy understands what I'm saying. He reads my brain, and he knows what he's saying.
Okay, well, I'm happy for that side of the desk. But for me personally, it's going to be the Nashville Preds. Obviously, I want to see the 2 fossil teams play. And, for selfish reasons, I want the Preds to make it to the playoffs. The last time we were in the playoffs, we played the Canucks, and we stayed alive longer than anyone thought we would. But it's been pretty dry in Nashville for this season, and I'd really like to see some action there for purely selfish reasons.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Daniel Karp,
Yes.
give us your team.
So this is
Sound
what
a
I
little
did.
less
This is
excited.
what I did.
Why
This is
don't
what I
you?
did. So last night I was thinking about this, and what I did was I took a coin.
You were up dreaming about hockey.
Yes, I have a coin, and I did heads and tails. The heads was the Predators, and the tails was the Kings. I flipped it. It landed.
I mean, that's fair. They're within 1 point
It
of
landed
each
on the
other.
Kings. They're on within 1 point of each
Oh.
other. So you know what? I went with the Kings. A great team. Been very disciplined this year. So the coin doesn't lie, Baylee. I'm sorry that it's not your Predators, but
So both of you are wrong, I think, San Jose.
who are you?
Matt Goldman.
So shut up.
What I did was
I wanna know what you-
was,
I wanna-
was Nashville. The reason why I said Nashville,
Here we
LA
go.
just fired their coach. They
That's
fired
right.
their coach. That's never a good sign when you're in a playoff race. That's actually the worst sign. It just makes no sense why I think the Kings make it because they got rid of their coach. On paper, it takes time to learn a
Revamp.
system
Yeah.
of a new coach, and it's just tough on players when their coach got fired in a few weeks ago. While Nashville's in good form, LA not so much. They're mediocre, and it makes no sense why people think the Kings make the playoffs because and same goes with the Islanders because they fired their coach in a playoff race. That's terrible.
Well, there you have it. I make no sense.
Yeah, see, so you have nothing to go back for that?
Speaking about firing head coaches, the New York Islanders and Vegas Golden Knights just fired their head coaches. The Devils followed shortly after firing their general manager. Baylee, who else is next to be fired or on the hot seat?
I've said it before. This comes as no surprise to anyone. Andrew Brunette, get out of Nashville. I've had it with him. We start off the season absolutely terrible. Midway through, we learn how to skate again. And then by the time we get right up close to the playoffs, we remember how to play good hockey. Andrew Brunette, if he doesn't make it to the postseason this year, needs to be out. He's needed to be out for a while. And if he can't beat the LA Kings, it's time for him to take his talent elsewhere.
Skating's hard.
You tell him.
You went ice skating the other day. How was it?
That was awesome.
Aw.
Did you fall?
No.
Did you guys go on a date?
No.
We did not.
Aw.
Zoppy, who's your candidate on the hot seat?
Even though this is an incredible coach and he won gold with the U.S., Mike Sullivan. The reason why is that, honestly, New York should blow it up. They should blow it up. They're not winning anytime soon. The only 2 players who should stay on the team are Igor Shesterkin and Adam Fox. That's it. They should go into a full-sale rebuild. And Mike Sullivan's not that type of coach. He's a coach that would win. If he gets fired, he's 100% getting a job elsewhere, and that goes to the next person who's there. I think he goes with Edmonton. Be a good fit with. He was really good with Pittsburgh, with Gino and Crosby. He'd be amazing with Draisaitl and McDavid.
Karpenstein,
Yo.
Whoa.
let's Who's your candidate on the hot seat?
Chris Drury from the Rangers, man. Like, this guy, like, has not been able to get anything done with this core. Signed Igor Shesterkin to that massive contract a couple years ago, and I literally said, like, it's probably going to come back and bite them in the butt. What are we, in year 4 of this new deal now with Shesterkin?
I mean, he's not bad.
He's not bad,
It's
but,
just
like,
they should blow it up and have 2 players on the. There's only 2 players who are quality on that team.
yeah, I mean, like, they blow it up, bring in somebody new. You got some young guys in the draft. Alexis Lafreniere is finally playing like the guy that they drafted. So, I don't know. They need some new personnel in there. It's going to start at the helm with Chris Drury.
Goldie, round us out.
Yeah, just to touch on Zappi's point, Chris Knobloch, see you. Go to Shanghai, go to Guangdong. Nobody wants you as the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. They've made 2 cups with Knobloch, but there's an issue. You have some of the best talent in hockey. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. These guys are monumental players. They're once-in-a-generation type players. And you've lost 2 straight cups. I understand that the Florida Panthers are excellent. They're a phenomenal hockey team. But it's just, come on. You lost 2 in a row. Knobloch has his team as the best team in the Pacific Division. And I think it's going to be a similar result this year. I think it's going to be 3 straight times they go to the cup and they lose. You put myself out there. You put Matt Zoppi, Dan Carp, Baylee Matthews, Tyler Cooper. I think all of us get the Oilers a cup. You agree, Zoppi?
I think I do. I think a perfect fit would be Sullivan because he played well with Gino and Crosby. He'd be perfect with Draisaitl and McDavid.
I agree.
You know, the only woman to ever play in the NHL played for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
See, now that's something I'll use at trivia nights.
You'll learn
If you have a phone a
something
friend,
every
call
day.
me.
That will do it for men's hockey. Stay tuned for our first ever PWHL block coming up next, only here on WPTV.